Yes, children. So, in the last class we have discussed about what was production function, production as well as all those things which is related about production, that is short-term production function and long-term production function. In the short-term production function we have looked through what is law of variable proportion, and we have done through all the stages, explanations of the stages as well as the returns to scale, that is the long-run production function. So, returns to factor and returns to scale. Now we have to move on to cost. Apart from production, like for production, the producer needs both cost and revenue. Without cost and revenue, the producer cannot move forward with the production. So revenue means whatever he is getting by selling his products. And cost means what he actually incurs in the course of production. So that is cost, you can say cost of production. And that is like cost means you have so much, like in like production itself, that is short run production function and long run production function. Likewise, you have short run costs as well as long run costs. But before going to that, you have to look through some of the costs, that is some of the concept of costs that the producer has to go through while in the production process. So that is it. First one is explicit cost and implicit cost. Explicit, that is outside the business. Explicit cost means all those costs which goes outside a business, that is outside his business. That means salaries given to the employees, then rent given to the owner of the building, then electricity charges, telephone charges, all such things are going, all such costs are going outside the business. And implicit cost means whatever is coming to the entrepreneur, that is interest on drawings, then whatever interest he is getting on investing his capital, all such cost is inside, that is coming to his business, that is implicit cost. So explicit, those costs which is going outside the business, and implicit cost which goes coming inside the business. So that is the two type of cost. Then comes opportunity cost. Opportunity cost means, as we have already discussed, that is the next best alternative foregone. That means you have, like, he as a producer, he has so many alternatives, but he cannot go for all the alternatives at the same point of time. So he has to choose either alternative A or alternative B or alternative C according to the resources available him to produce. So that means either he will be going for A, so he has to sacrifice B and C. If he is going to B, he has to sacrifice A and C. So three production techniques, or you can say three production goods are available for him, alternatives, but he can only produce B at some times, looking up his resources. So he has to sacrifice the production of A and C. So that is actually his opportunity cost. Like you can say, depending upon his business, that these are the production opportunity cost for him. So that is opportunity cost, that is next best alternative foregone. Then comes the real cost. Real cost means these are the sacrifices done by the producers in the concept, like process of production. That means so many sacrifices. He will be in the factory when the production is going on. At that time he could go for a cinema. While he was in the home, like if he was in the home, he could go for a cinema, or he could study something, or he could read something. So real cost means it is the real sacrifices that you cannot see. These costs you cannot see. Okay, you can only feel. These are the sacrifices done by the producers in his process of production. Sacrifices, real sacrifices. Okay. Then comes the private and social cost. Private cost means all the private individuals, the cost incurred by the firm itself. Maybe what you can say, in the process of production, one of the machine got destroyed. It is a cost for the business. So that can be considered as the private cost. Okay. So suppose in the social cost. Social cost means the society's cost. Suppose I'll give you an example. I am going to start a chemical industry. Okay, I am going to look the location. I am going to search for the location. So at last I found a location. Like for a chemical industry, you need a river nearby because to emit all the chemical waste. So I am going and I am finding a best solution, like best way, like best place to start a chemical industry in a colony, inside a colony. So inside that colony, 500 people are residing there. So I am finding my best place of chemical industry there. But am I doing a good thing to those people who are depending on that water body? To those people, that water body is for cleaning, drinking water and washing, all such things. So I am starting a chemical industry there. I am emitting all my chemical waste there and polluting that water. So as a businessman, I am doing a very negative thing. Okay, so that is incurring a social cost to the society. So I have to be very, like I am responsible to society. If I am a businessman, I am responsible for all the society, like all what is happening in the society. So that is social cost. So that is private cost and social cost. Private cost is inside the business or for the firm, what are the cost in the process of production. And this thing, social cost means to my business, like with my business, what you can say losses are faced by the society. Understood now? So that is social cost and private cost. Now we have to move on to the short run cost and long run cost. So short run cost, that is in the short run, what we have done, we have studied for the production, that is in short run, all variable inputs are what you can say changeable, and in fixed production, like fixed cost, what you can say, sorry, 1 minute. Yes, so in the variable cost means all the variable inputs are changing, and in fixed cost, fixed inputs are changing. That means all the inputs will change, variable as well as fixed. So that is fixed cost. And in variable cost, only variable inputs will change. Understood? So that is short run cost and long run cost. In production, just link it with production. Short run production, only variable inputs are changed. In short run production, only variable inputs are changed. But in long run production function, the whole inputs changes. That is variable as well as fixed. So fixed cost means only fixed inputs will change. Variable cost means only variable inputs will change. Okay, so we have to move on to with a diagram. And variable cost actually changes with the level of output, and fixed cost remains same throughout the output. Okay, suppose I'll give you an example. We are actually running a factory. Okay, rice factory. So you need machines in that to pack and all. You need machines for that. So my variable, like fixed cost, is the basic electricity charge if I don't work or I work with the factory. Suppose during this time of corona, all factories and all businesses were locked down. So at that particular point of time, I couldn't open my factory. But there will be a basic electricity charge as well as basic, will continue the next video. Yes, so that machine. You need machine for like removing the husk. You can you need a machine support for packing the rice, all such things. But during the corona time, we couldn't function. My factory couldn't function. But I will have to pay some electricity, basic electricity charge to the KSEB. They will give me a basic electricity bill. And also if I am using the land phone, I will get a basic land phone bill also. So even if I am working or not, that doesn't matter. I have to pay some cost. That cost is called fixed cost. So fixed cost is present at zero level of output also. And if I am using the I am working in the factory, I will be working with the machines. So if I am switching on the machines, I will be getting a electricity bill. So it will be like moving directly with the level of output. So variable input, like variable cost means you will have it will go directly, it will increase directly with the level of output. But fixed cost, it will be present at the zero level of output as well as it will be fixed at all level of outputs. Clear? That will be more clear when you look with the diagram. So now we have to look through the short run cost and long run cost. In that we have to move on with the short run costs. In short run costs you have total cost and average cost. In that we have to look upon TC first. So for TC, actually TC is the summation of TFC and TVC. So TFC is total fixed cost. So suppose my product is pen. We will take a product of pen. Okay, so fixed cost for producing pen. For one pen I am using, like my cost is, my variable cost is ₹2 and my fixed cost is ₹1. So whatever be the number of pen, I will have to pay this ₹1. And variable cost, if I am producing pen, I will have to produce this, like I have to bear this variable cost. So total fixed cost means if I am producing 100 pens, okay, here only I am taking the case of one product. Here if I am producing 100 pens, 100 into 1 becomes 100 rupees. So that is total fixed cost. If I am producing 100 pens, I will have to give 100 into 1, that is 100 rupees as total fixed cost. So this is here. See, whatever be the output, the fixed cost remains same. Understood? See here, total variable cost. So variable cost here is 2 rupees for one pen. If I am producing 100 pens here, same 100 pens here, 100 into 2, that will become 200 rupees. So 200 rupees will be my variable cost. Understood? So that is, see here in the starting, like you have a very, deep, like cost is increasing, but after reaching some point, it will steeply increase. That is why this is called a TVC, that is variable cost. And it is very directly related to the number of outputs. See, this is like when you increase the quantity, the cost is also increasing. Understood? And now coming to TFC or TC, that is total total cost is, that is called total cost. So total cost is the summation of TFC and TVC. So TFC is here as I already drawn and TVC is from the origin. So TC will be the summation, that is it. So that is why it is starting from here. So TC. Understood? So this is the, so TC is TFC plus TVC. So in our example, what will be our TC? 200 plus 100, that is ₹300. Understood? So that is short run cost in that TC. That is, this is the total cost thing. So total cost is how you derive a total cost. That is TFC plus TVC. That is why total cost curve is starting from here. Okay. So now we have to move on to the average cost in the short run. So average cost, before that, average cost is also called average total cost. So in that, see, average fixed cost is TFC by Q. So average means it is for 1. So in the diagram, in the example itself we have taken, that is variable cost for one pen is 2. Fixed cost for one pen is ₹1. So that is actually the variable average cost. So average fixed cost is TFC by Q. That is for one output, what is the average fixed cost. Average variable cost is TVC by Q. That is for one output, what is the variable cost. And ATC or AC, average total cost or average cost, both are same. That is TC by Q. That is for one output, what is the AC. Understood? So now I will show you with the diagram. So this is AFC, that is average fixed cost. It is a downward sloping curve. Because as you move on with the production, the cost becomes the cost comes down. It's because see, the fixed cost remains same for any number of output. So if the in our example itself, see, variable cost was 1 and fixed cost was variable cost was rupees 2 and fixed cost was rupees 1. So whatever be the output, this fixed cost remains same, right? So this one, see this one, whatever be the, suppose 100 pence or 200 pence, this one will be same. So this one will be getting like really reduced when you increase your production. So that is why AFC has a downward sloping, AFC is a downward sloping curve. So as you move on with the production, the fixed cost becomes really down. It is not absolutely down, really down. When you compare with the production, it is coming down. Now it is AVC. AVC means, see, in the this is the midpoint of AVC. After this point, AVC is coming, going up. So this part you can, AVC is like you can say the variable cost for one output. That is in our example, rupees 2 for 1 pen. How you got it? 200 divided by 100. That is 2. That is TVC divided by Q. And coming to the ATC or AV, like ATC or AC, don't look at MC now. So here AFC, AVC and the summation of both, that is AC. And here you can have a very special feature, that is, see this gap, this gap is getting reduced when you come here. But it will never intersect with each other. That is, the cost is getting reduced as you go up with the production. That is the meaning. So this gap, it is getting reduced. See, it is getting reduced, but it will never intersect with each other. It will come very closer, but it will never intersect with each other. That is, as you move on with the production, that is, as you increase the production, your cost is getting reduced. And a rational producer always produces in the midpoint of AC. See, midpoint of AC, because here you have the least cost. So a rational producer is only getting maximum profit with least cost. So here and all you can produce, but it is not the least cost phase. So you have to produce in the least cost to get maximum profit. So a rational producer always produces in this least cost phase. Okay, that is AC, AFC and AVC. Now you have to look through one small thing called MC. MC is the addition to total cost when one more input is employed. So MC is actually a U-shaped curve. See, MC is a U-shaped curve. But actually I am showing it with the AFC and AC like this, because it actually we have taken only the other U part, because we have to get only this thing. Other part of MC is not actually important. Whatever is passing through AC and AVC is very important. Here you have to look through one main feature, that is MC always passes through the midpoint of AVC and AC. Okay, MC always passes through the midpoint of AC and AVC. That is because as you move on with the production, the cost becomes least or cost decreases. Okay, so in the next video we have to look through what is the relationship between all these curves. Okay, thank you. Yes, so now we have to move on to the relationship between AC and MC. So you can keep the drawing where you drawn AC and MC. So just look out. If MC is lower than AC, AC falls. Okay, let us look. Let us look our diagram. Let us look our diagram. If MC is lower than AC, that is here. See, AC is here, MC is here. So MC is less than AC. So if MC is less than AC, what will happen? AC falls. AC is falling. Then MC is equal to AC, this point. And there AC is constant. If MC is greater, see MC is greater and AC is lesser. So MC is greater than AC, AC rises. Understood? So this is the diagram. So this is the relationship between MC and AC. So that is the thing, that is all about cost. Now we will move on to the, and I have to tell you, I have mentioned a cost, that is sunk cost. So sunk cost means the cost already, what you can say, the producer which he has already incurred. and it cannot be taken back. Suppose he is starting a business and he'll be doing all the maintenance work and etc. all such things. Suppose he is spending 5 lakhs rupees for that. So that 5 lakhs rupees is his sunk cost. Even if he is deciding to quit the business, he will never get back that 5 lakhs rupees. Okay, so that is sunk cost, the cost which is gone from business forever. Clear? So that is about cost. Now we will have to move on with the revenue. So cost and revenue is actually different, opposite things. Cost is whatever is going from entrepreneur's hand. Revenue is what is coming to entrepreneur's hand. So whatever we have studied for this thing, we have to study for revenue also. So that is it. So we will move on to the revenue. Before that, I have to tell you what is long run average cost curve. That is, in short run we have looked through what all are TC and AC. Now we will have to move on to the long run curve, long run cost. In long run you have only one cost that is average cost. So long run you have only one cost, that is average cost, and it is called long run average cost. Let us look what is long run average cost. So here you can see a diagram, that is a flatter boat shaped curve. It is actually called a flatter boat shaped curve. It is not a steep U, it is actually a flatter U. So here you can see small curves here, right? So long run average cost curve is the summation of all short run average cost curves. Okay, here I have marked a point. See here, in this position, all falling part is touching the average long run average cost curve, and here if you see, the increasing portion is touching in this big curve, but only one curve you have here is its middle point is touching the long run average cost curve. So in this position the producer will select to produce for more years. So it can also be drawn like this, that is envelope shaped curve. See, okay, this part is actually the expansion of this point. So for many years he will produce at this point. So that is why it is a saucer shaped curve. It is also called envelope curve. It is also called envelope curve because it is the envelope, or it is the summation of all short run average cost curves. And here you have to look one thing, that is in this position it is called economies of scale. What it is? Economies of scale. And this position is diseconomies of scale. Diseconomies of scale means positive impacts of production. That is positive things of production. And diseconomies of scale means negative impacts of being expanded. So here you are producing in the increased cost, what you can say, the position. So there you will have increased cost. That is why the whole results what you are getting will be negative. So economies of scale can be both internally and externally. Diseconomies of scale also internally and externally. So these are the long run average cost curves. Actually it is not there in your syllabus, but you have to like what you can say, you have to go through that. Then only the cost part will be complete. So have a note on this also, that is economies of scale and diseconomies of scale. So economies of scale means positive impacts of becoming expanded. Diseconomies of scale means negative impacts of being expanded. So economies of scale means in the falling position of LRAC, and diseconomies of scale means it is in the increasing position of LRAC curve. So these are up to the cost. Now we will move on to the revenue.